Welcome to the Ad Hero Podcast. My name is Gino Giovanni.
And I'm Matthew Livieri. And today we're going to be doing a deep dive on which social media platform pays the most for your original content creation in 2024 and why you need to start being a creator if you haven't already started. But first, Gino, it's time for the A block. Let's go. It's time again for another exciting round of the lightning round. The ad heroes are going to put 2 minutes on the clock, and we're going to take turns firing off a variety of trending topics and responding to each one. Gino, are you ready?
I am.
Then let's put 2 minutes on the clock. Here we go. And go.
Sam Altman, CEO of OpenAI, fired. Matthew, as a CEO, will that job be replaced by AI in the future?
I think it might. I'm a little bit nervous over here. I'm shaking in my boots. Listen, the only thing we have to worry about is all these AI machines linking up and becoming Skynet. I think we can all remember what happened in Terminator 2 Judgment Day when that took place. So let's be a little bit careful on AI, all right? Gino, the new Beetlejuice 2 trailer just dropped, and this comes on the heels of the trailer for Deadpool 3. This is looking to be a huge comeback for movie theaters. Are you buying AMC or Regal stock?
I would probably go AMC. I had some good luck with them the last few years. All in all, the movie theaters industry and the studios are all struggling, so this is going to be a very interesting summer to see with these blockbusters coming out. Zach Evans, a 30-year-old from Leeds, publicly apologized on a giant billboard in Manchester for finishing last in his fantasy Premier League, fulfilling a bet agreed with friends. In your fantasy league, Matthew, will you use billboards for punishment?
We just might. I think the time has come for us in my fantasy league to up the punishment game. We currently just have a toilet bowl seat where you get your name written on it and you have to wear the toilet bowl seat at next year's draft. But that's kind of played out. I think we got to go the billboard route. Or maybe better yet, put the toilet bowl seat on, take a picture, and then put that on the billboard. Now that would be fun. Gino, summer is right around the corner, but gas prices are still at an all-time high. Do you think the days of families going on those good old-fashioned American road trips are long gone?
I don't. You know, there's a lot of people that still use cars and RVs for concerts. So I think it'll still be going because Americans just love to do one thing: spend money.
That's it. Wrap it up. Lightning round is complete. Great job, Gino.
Stay tuned for B Block, coming right back after these messages.
Hi, I'm Dan Chan, the Millionaire's Mentalist. I've performed all around the world. Building my brand is critical to my success both online and offline. With AdSemble Open Display, you can find and directly access key digital billboard placements, including the Las Vegas Strip. Taking a photo and video of my billboard and repurposing it online has allowed me to amplify my reach on social media, even after the campaign has been completed. With AdSemble's analytics and reporting tools, I can easily track both my reach and ROI. Find me online at danchanmagic.com, and thanks again to AdSemble.
Let's get strategic about building our content and communications plan for the rest of 2024. A study published of 1,500 monetizing creators by Epidemic Sounds dives into which social platforms pay creators the most. They found TikTok is emerging as the top income source for creators, with a whopping 30% citing it as the biggest moneymaker. Here are three key features that stood out. First, TikTok's dominance is followed by YouTube at 25.8%. and Facebook at 16.5%, showing these platforms are still major monetization players. Second, the data reveals a stark gap, with Twitter at 13.1% and Instagram trailing far behind at just 7.1% with creator income share. And third, the findings align with TikTok's rise and the continued robustness of longer form videos platforms like YouTube in providing revenue streams for creators. What do the ad heroes think about it? Well, let's go to Matthew to break it all down.
Thanks, Gino. I want to start my comments by saying that in 2024, if you are not already a content creator, you are really behind the game. Content creation, I feel, really started to pick up speed during COVID, which is now 3 going on 4 years in our rearview mirror. So if you have not started to already call yourself a content creator, you already are a content creator. That's the funny thing. You just maybe don't recognize the power of your content and what you have to say. So let me break it down like this. You need to be a creator, a content creator, because you have amassed valuable insights over the course of your life, both personally and professionally. And the industry in which you work in care about those insights. They care to hear what you have to say. Okay? And what you do for a living matters to people. And so you have valuable things to say. Your customers are going to feel more trusting of you based on this content that you put out there. All right? And we actually just published a email blast newsletter that confirms that 81% of people need to feel trust with a brand before they will spend their money with it. That is why it's so critical to have Trustpilot reviews, Google reviews, stuff like that, like a lot of positive feedback about people that have worked with you, because people really do look for reviews on how other people have been treated by spending their money with you. All right? But to further establish that trust, if people come across a video of you as an expert, let's say you're a plumber, you're a mechanic, let's say you are a doctor or a lawyer, and you're sharing valuable insights about the process of working with you through various storytelling and et cetera, that is going to further cement yourself as an expert in the field that you work in, and that's going to help build that trust layer. And finally, guys, the reason why you need to be a creator in 2024, if you have not already started, is these platforms that exist that we're about to get into right now will compensate you for this content. They will pay you, in some cases, very handsomely for your efforts to put this content together. That is known as a front-end payment, getting paid on the front end. But you can also generate sales leads and additional revenue from people that see this content, as I just described, building trust, etc. Those people will now come to you wanting to spend money on your products and services, and that's known as monetizing on the back end. Okay? So I wanted to break down, there's today on the episode, we're going to cover 8 different sites. All right, guys, we're going to cover 8 different sites that you can currently be a part of where your content can be monetized. You can make money off of it on the front end, and you can build your trust with people and get leads and make money off the back end. So the first category is called the gaming lifestyle category. And the gaming lifestyle category consists of 3 platforms that we're going to cover today: Twitch, YouTube, and Kick, which is Kick being as a brand new one that has recently got into the mix. Okay? Now, the reason why we call this the gaming lifestyle category is because these 3 sites traditionally started exclusively around playing video games to a live audience and getting donations and subscriptions or subscribers for people that want to support you playing the video games. But it has now expanded to be a lifestyle category. So on all these channels, you can also watch people do live things like cooking shows, playing guitar, having political debates. In the case of myself, I have a show a live stream on Twitch called Video Snaps. And on Thursdays, we do a show called Snaps Reacts, where people share videos with me through Discord. We watch these videos. I watch them, and I give my blind reaction to these videos. So I don't watch the videos in advance. I literally go live. I watch the videos that people have shared with me, and I give my blind reaction. And it's funny, and it's engaging, and people have a good time with it. And that's called a live stream. That's a reaction type show. I'm not playing video games. I'm just reacting to videos and having an engaging discussion with the live chat, the people that are watching. Okay, guys? So what's interesting is, just to give you guys a little bit of a breakdown here, okay? The new player in the field, Kick, most times people subscribe if they're going to support you for your content. They're subscribing at about $5 per subscriber on average. Okay, so Twitch is the old player now. Twitch has been around for many years, and at the time of this recording, they're giving each you as the content creator, they're giving you 50% of each subscriber that you accumulate. So a $5 subscriber, you're going to get $2.50, and Twitch is going to get $2.50. Now, Twitch does offer a few other things to give you. People watching your live stream can also just give you flat donations. They can just give you $10, $20, just to say thank you for entertaining me. Thank you for sharing this valuable information with me. Thank you for making my day feel happy. They can just give you money. And in those situations, you get 100% of that amount. Okay? Now, the other player in the space, Kick, is currently giving 95% of each subscriber at the time of this recording. So they are really trying to take a lot of creators from Twitch and move them over to Kick by giving them 45% more of each subscriber. That's a lot. So on a $5 subscriber on Kick, you're getting $4.75 as opposed to only $2.50 on Twitch. Kick also does have the concept of the donations. So you can also get 100% of any donation you get directly on Kick. And then YouTube does not have the concept of paid subscribers. So you can just rack up subscribers on your YouTube channel, but you won't make any money off that. However, the more subscribers you get, the more views you'll get, and you will make money from the advertising on the views, like 1 to 2 cents for every 1,000 views. But people watching you on YouTube can do something called a super chat, which is where they basically can pay $1, $2, $5, $10, whatever amount they want. And while you are streaming, their chat message will appear on screen. And you, as the content creator, can read off the message to the other people watching. Of course, everybody can see it as well. And you can respond to that person. So it's kind of like a way that the person can reward you, say thank you for making this content, but they can also get your attention and type out a question or a comment, and it appears on screen. That's known as a super chat. So at the current recording of this episode of the Ad Hero podcast, YouTube is currently taking 70%. Excuse me, I'm sorry, I had that backwards. YouTube's taking 30% of every super chat. Okay? And you, as the creator, is getting 70%. So if someone gives $10, you're going to get $7, and YouTube, which is owned by Google, is going to take $3. All right? That's the current structure of that. So out of those three gaming lifestyle categories, Kick is currently paying the most per subscriber, which is paying the least. But YouTube does not have the subscriber feature, but they have this super chat idea, which is very unique. And they're giving you 70% of every super chat. That's a healthy amount of revenue per super chat. Those can add up really quick if you have a big audience. Okay, guys? So now let's move to the next category here called the miscellaneous category. The miscellaneous category is going to cover TikTok and Facebook and Instagram. Of course, Instagram is owned by Facebook, so we kind of group they have the same payout structure. Now, in both of these categories, these are your classic, girls doing makeup tutorials or guys doing weightlifting videos. These are both formats where it's more based around creating a piece of content that's going to live on forever, and people can keep coming back and watching it over and over and over again, or they share it and it can go viral. So in both of these cases, if you make a piece of content that goes viral, for TikTok, you are currently going to get about 2 to 4 cents for every 1,000 views. So to put that in perspective, if you're a TikToker with over 100,000 followers and you make a video that catches fire, you're going to get about $200 to $1,000 per month for videos that rack up millions of views. And we did an episode here on THAP with someone that was a member of our Ad Symbol team, and he was blowing up on TikTok. His name was Zach. And you can still find that episode in our archives, and you can still find him on TikTok, still making TikToks every day, and his TikToks are racking in millions and millions of views. He's done very good for himself on that platform. So, he swears by that platform, as he did on that episode. Gina, remember that, right? So Facebook and Instagram currently pay about 1 to 2 cents for every 1,000 views, excuse me. So TikTok is doubling up. The reason why TikTok is so popular right now with the younger generation that likes to do this kind of content, because TikTok is paying 2 times the amount for every 1,000 views that Facebook and Instagram is offering. So that's a quick breakdown of the miscellaneous category. And then finally, guys, to bring it home, we have something that I'm calling the supporters category. So the supporters category is tied into 3 platforms. One of them, very infamously known, is called OnlyFans. Okay, and then you have another platform called Patreon, and then a new kid on the block called Locals. All right, and Gino, before I give a breakdown of Patreon and OnlyFans, I believe you just started a Locals channel for your community. And can you give a little breakdown of how that works, what it's called, and the breakdown of how the payments happen for Locals?
Locals.com basically derived from a group of creators that felt that they were being marginalized on other platforms. So they wanted to create something that would put the creator first. How they break it down is person who pays a subscriber $5, which is like the lowest that they can put down on the website. Then what happens is that the creator will get 90% of that. Locals keeps about 10% of whether it's a subscription or like a donation. It's a good platform, but there's a few things on there. It's just a little confusing, but you can donate, like a one-time donation. You can tip per piece of content, or you could just subscribe and you get some of the stuff for free, or you can pay for certain content that just shows up that other people can't see if you don't subscribe. And that's how that works.
What's the URL for your specific Locals page again?
Yeah, it's GinoGiovanniPresents.locals.com.
Okay, perfect. And the Twitch one for you guys, if you want to check out my stream, it's twitch.tv/MJOSnaps. We're going to put both of those in the show notes and down below in the description below. We'd love to have you guys check us out in either one of those places. So real quick, guys, just to wrap it up, Patreon, by comparison to Locals, is giving an extra 5%. So for every subscription you get on Patreon, as the content creator, you're going to currently get 95%, and Patreon's only going to keep 5%. So Locals is giving creators 90%, Patreon's giving creators 95%. Now this is where it gets crazy. OnlyFans, which arguably has the most brand recognition, the most notoriety, because a lot of women go on there to have sex pages and scantily clothed images and things like that. OnlyFans is currently taking 20% of every subscription. So if you get $10 on an OnlyFans subscription, the content creator is only getting 80% of that. Whereas in the other 2 platforms, it's a much higher payout. So kind of interesting, right, to see that breakdown. And again, if you want to build a community around what you're doing, these supporters category sites are great for that, because you have people that are dedicated to you, and if they're subscribing to you, that means they're paying this amount every single month. It's going to entice you to want to keep creating content, and then you're going to keep giving value to those people, and they're going to keep paying you. Whereas with the miscellaneous category, TikTok and Facebook, Instagram, you're kind of banking on making a really killer piece of content that lives on forever and just keeps getting views and likes, and you make a little bit of money off of it month over month over month. Still not a bad play. But either way, guys, it is critical, if you have not started, to get on one of these sites and start making content and get monetized for your efforts. And Gino, did you have a question?
Why do you think some of these platforms are paying a higher percentage bounty per content created?
Okay, so my view here is that this is kind of like the Wild West. And remember, these platforms, we look at Patreon, you look at OnlyFans, you look at Kick, you look at Twitch, they all want to have the best creators using their platform for this content. Okay? So let's just hypothetically use someone like Joe Rogan. Okay? Joe Rogan, extremely popular podcaster, currently on Spotify, signed a massive deal with Spotify for his show. But let's pretend that Spotify deal did not exist, and Joe Rogan was still just kind of doing his show but having massive following. Every single one of these companies would love to have Joe Rogan using their platform to record his podcast. So all those people that want to tune in and listen and watch are logging into their site. They're getting all the website traffic. They're obviously monetizing a percentage of every single subscription, every single donation. They are enticed, like Kick right now is highly incentivized to give 95% of subscribers to people that are on Twitch. Because anyone who's on Twitch that has a large following, if they jump ship from Twitch and they start doing their show on Kick, they're going to be making a lot more. They're going to take all those subscribers with them. And all those subscribers are going to be tuning into Kick instead of Twitch. Now, in recent times, this is kind of breaking news. I previously was under the kind of the view or the thought that if you were only on one platform, you could not be on the other. Like maybe there was some sort of contract that these really big creators signed. Like, hey, if you're going to be on Kick, you can't be on Twitch. However, I have now started to see some creators, they're on both platforms. They might be on Patreon and they might be on Locals. They might be on Twitch for gaming and they're on OnlyFans doing God knows what. Okay, and they're kind of like double dipping, triple dipping. They're getting, subscribers and donations, donos as they're called, from all over the place. So at the time of this recording, I think it's, to answer your question, Gino, I think it's the Wild West. I think all these companies are trying to kind of outdo one another to get the best creators on their platform, on their team. And then I think over time, like maybe give it like 24 months, you'll probably start to see all of these percentages keep getting crunched closer and closer and closer together. I think most of these platforms will probably end up around the 50 to 60% share, meaning the content creator will get 60%, the platform will get 40%. Because the platforms are going to keep trying to roll out things that are enticing to the content creator, widgets and graphics and all kinds of stuff that make their content better so they get more views. But the platforms are going to say, hey, that cost us money to do that, so we need to charge you 40% of every subscriber in order to be able to support those features and bring you those tools. So we'll see what happens. That's my thoughts so far. All right, guys. Well, that pretty much covers what we wanted to say on content creation wars and why you need to be a creator. We're going to be right back with some closing remarks right after these messages. Stay tuned.
Welcome back to the Ad Hero Podcast. Matthew, can you bring us home with your final thoughts?
Sure. Guys, it's as simple as this. In 2024, you need to own your content and you need to be a content creator. If you're not already doing it, you are behind the 8 ball, guys. It starts as simple as something as just making a podcast. start recording yourself, talking into a camera, sharing your thoughts, sharing your expertise. You've been working hard in your industry, in your product, in your space for many years. Most of you have. Even if you're brand new in your industry, in your space, you might have fresh ideas that no one's heard of before yet. It's time to start recording those ideas, dressing it up with lighting, sound, all that stuff, and then putting on these platforms and making sure you have opted in to the sites that will pay you for this really killer content. Okay, guys? The platforms want the content. They're willing to compensate you for it. And you can benefit on the front end by making a few dollars for every 1,000 views or a few pennies for every 1,000 views, but it adds up. And then on the back end, you're going to be building trust, getting more leads, getting more customers. So you'll be making even more money from sales on the back end. All right, guys? It's mission critical. Get on it if you have not already started. And that's my closing remarks on that.
That'll do it for the Ad Hero podcast. Follow us online at adsymbol.com/the Ad Hero podcast and on all social media under the handle @AdSymbol. Thank you for listening to the Ad Hero podcast. My name is Gino Giovanni.
And I'm Matthew Livieri, signing out.